Hello, great minds. In today's lesson, we have another exponential equation to solve. So in this exponential equation, we want to figure out what the value of m would be that will satisfy this given equation. But just before we go right into this problem, I would like you to tell me in the comment section, what are the methods you think we can apply to get the value of m? So if you have just done right that, let us go into this problem. Of course, every single step is going to be explained. So now let's get started. So guys, do you know it's natural to have the power 1? So it's just natural for everybody to have the power 1, right? So I can write these guys as 3 to the power n, all to the power 1, and the other guy like that. Now, the concept we are about to apply is a difference of 2 squared. Let me quickly show you what difference of 2 squared is all about. If I have a squared minus b squared, I can further express these guys as a minus b times a plus b. That is difference of 2 squared. So, and that is what we are about to apply here. But if you look at this problem, we don't have a square. So how then can we get a square? Now, think of 1 as 2 upon 2. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this 1 as 2 upon 2. Then so we have 3 to the m all to the power 2 upon 2 minus 2 to the m all to the power 2 upon 2, and that is all equal to the 65. Of course, guys, we've not changed anything significantly here yet. So everything is still in place. Everything is still in line, right? Now, to this very point, I want you to remember some of the laws of exponent. If I have a to the m, all to the n, this is product of exponents. So I can go ahead and write these guys as a to the mn. I mean, m times n is mn, right? Yes, perfect. That means we can definitely multiply out this exponent. But now I would like to multiply 1 over 2 to m. So that becomes 3 to the m upon 2 all to the power 2 minus 2 to the m upon 2 all to the power 2. And that is all equal to 65. Now, do you understand the whole step from here? What we've just done right here is to multiply this 1 over 2 into this m, and then we have 2 outside the parentheses. The reason why we're leaving 2 outside the parentheses is to apply the difference of 2 squared. So that this is just like my a, and this guy is just like my b. Remember, applying the difference of 2 squared, you have the a squared minus b squared. You just take the a minus b without the square, guys, and you multiply it with a plus b without the square. So now we're going to apply the difference of 2 squared right here. And that is going to be like this minus this times this plus this. So let me open up a bracket like this so we kind of understand it clearly. And that is all equal to 65. So now we have 3m upon 2 minus 2 to the m upon 2, right? This minus this times, then we go for the plus. 3 to the m upon 2 plus 2 to the m upon 2. And that is all equal to 65. But now take note, I'm going to express 65 as 13 times 5 because 13 times 5 is 65. But now I'll replace 65 as 5 times 13. Now we are almost to the solution, and this is where the trick is. So I need you to pay attention because this is where the trick is. Okay, observe that the product of these two guys is equal to the product of these two guys. So that means if this quantity is equal to this quantity and this quantity is equal to this quantity, there's no problem because the product of these two guys will give us the product of these two guys. But now you have to be very careful how you map these numbers. If you look at this one, we have the difference here. And if you look at this one, we have the sum here. So the sum should be bigger than the difference. That's why the sum should map 13 and the difference should be smaller, which should be the 5. So let me clean up this side of the screen so we can have enough space to solve this problem. So guys, if you're still watching to this very moment, you can always join our membership group and support the channel, okay? Your support means a lot to us. And of course, thank you for liking and subscribing, and I'll continue to upload great content for you all. So now let's continue. Now you can observe that the difference here should be 5 and the sum should be 13 because the sum should be bigger than the difference. So that means I'm going to have something like 3m upon 2 plus 2 to the m upon 2 this should be equal to 13, right? And the other guy, which is 3m upon 2 minus 2 to the m upon 2, this should be equal to the 5. I hope you understand why this guy is for the 13 and this guy is for the 5. Yes. So this is like a system of equation, right? Or you call it simultaneous equation. So that means you can eliminate this quantity since it's a simultaneous equation. And if you observe, if I subtract equation 2 from equation 1, I kind of eliminate these guys because this quantity minus this quantity will give us 0. And that is good. Now, the next thing is to do this quantity right here, which is 2m upon 2 minus, and we have another minus again, minus 2m upon 2. All that will be equal to 13 minus 5. At any point, if you don't understand the step, just put it down in the comment section. Put the timestamp in the comment section, and I'm going to respond to you as soon as possible. Now, from your laws of arithmetics, you know negative, negative, we have to resolve that to positive. So that becomes 2 to the m upon 2 plus 2 to the m upon 2, and that is equal to 8, right? Yeah, 13 minus 2 is 8. 13 minus 5 is 8, yeah. So from this very point, if you have a plus a, that's going to give you 2a, right? So think of these guys as that a. So this quantity plus this quantity, that will give me 2 of this quantity. So that will be like 2 of these quantities, which is 2 to the m upon 2. And that is all equal to 8. And from this point, we can divide everybody by 2. Divide everybody by 2. So this guy cancel out. And finally, we are having 2 to the m upon 2, and that is equal to 4. And you definitely know that you can express 4 in the powers of 2 as 2 to the power 2, right? Perfect. Now, from this very point, when we have the same base, we can just cancel out the base and equate the exponent. So then we have m upon 2 is equal to 2. And from here, we multiply both sides by 2, right? Multiply both sides by 2. So that means these two cancel out these two. You have m is equal to 4. So guys, the value of m that will satisfy this given equation is 4. Let us verify if that is true. So let us verify. Let me clean up this space so we can verify if that value of m we've got is true. All right, so let's put the value of m. So right now we have 3 to the m minus 2 to the m. We want to see if the value of m which we got is 4, will give us 65. So when you plug m to be 4 here, we have 3 to the power 4. And if you plug m to be 4 here, we have 2 to the power 4. So what is 3 to the power 4? That is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 3 is 81. So we have 81. And 2 to the power 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which will give us 16. So 81 minus 16, of course, that is give us 65. So that is the solution to this given problem. So if you have any other method you applied that is different from this one, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next class, and God bless you. Bye-bye.